We're in the pink room today. We're here for the 18-month checkup. It's going crazy. No. Are we reading a book? Is he munching the cake? It's a mouse. Squeak, squeak. So we're back from the pediatrician. We're reading books. Avery loves books, but specifically books that are pop-up books or lift the flap books. Is he resting in the nest? Nope, it's a chick. Cheep, cheep. We read the same books over and over and over again. Avery loves all her lift the flap books. But we're back from the pediatrician. And surprise, 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 Avery has hand, foot, and mouth. Yeah. Is that the caterpillar? Peekaboo! So, it's hard to see, but she's got some sores on her hands. She's got some on her feet. And she's got some by her mouth. And so, yeah, never had that before, but yeah, we have hand, foot, and mouth. I've been told it is extremely contagious, so I'm just waiting for my boys to get this. So far, Avery is the only one. I've never had a kid with hand, foot, and mouth before, so I didn't even know, like, these were the symptoms of it. She was kind of warm a couple days ago, and then yesterday, we noticed that she had a really bad diaper rash, and Avery never gets diaper rashes, so I thought that was kind of odd, but, like, maybe she just ate something that her skin didn't like. So I mentioned it to the pediatrician. We went today for an 18-month appointment, and he was like, oh, I'll take a look at it. He looked in her mouth and looked at her and was like, she has hand, foot, and mouth. She has mouth sores in her mouth, on the back of her throat, by her mouth, on her hands. He was like, yeah, she has hand, foot, and mouth. Love that. Love that for me. I said, oh, great. Okay, so what's the treatment? Oh, there's no treatment. You just let it run its course. About a week. So Avery's been kind of grumpy, and we thought, like, she was teething. She hasn't been eating as much. She hasn't been, like, having a lot of wet diapers, and I thought that was kind of weird. Makes sense now. They say the sores on your back of your throat hurt so bad that kids don't even want to eat or drink anything. So I'm praying that my other kids don't get it, but they say it's so contagious. I didn't know that she had this. I didn't know to keep her quarantined from the boys. Not that I can do that much anyway. So yeah, and adults don't usually get this disease, but they can get it. So now Anthony and I are like, are we gonna get this? So yeah, that was surprising news to hear. I was expecting, oh, this is, her development. So this is her height in a way, not, oh, and this is her diagnosis of hand, foot, mouth. I mean, she just started her new therapy school. She's gone to 2 days so far. So this is the present we get from therapy school. 5 balls. Bounce, bounce. So, yeah. But other than that, the appointment went well. Avery is still super tall. She's like 85th percentile. She gained like 2.5 inches of height between like 3 months ago and now. And then she 6. Her weight is like normal. I think she's like 50th percentile, 58th percentile. And then her head is 25th percentile. She's always had a super tiny head. But going along her growth curve, so all that's good. Peekaboo, 7 penguins. And development, obviously she's behind. She just this past week started pulling up on furniture, so that was super exciting. And she started doing the stairs. I'll input a video I took of her at the park doing the stairs by herself. Come on, Avery. Come on. She's mad. I keep going away from her. Come on. Come on. Come on. Porter, come here, buddy. we figured out that the trick was that we have to go ahead of her, and then she will climb the stairs to get to me. So that's what I was doing, and that's what she was doing. Peekaboo, Aunt! Peekaboo cherries! So yes, that is successful, but she's still not standing on her own, and she's not cruising, and she's not walking. But we have her in therapy school, so they're going to work with her on that. I'm hoping they will get her there in no time flat. One sun, peekaboo. That's what's going on here. We're all just waiting for the shoe to drop and our other kids to get sick, and I heard it's very, very painful. So I'm really hoping that the boys don't get it. 3 cars, beep, beep. Although last spring we had strep throat go around our house and both boys got it. So I know it's going to happen. I know they're going to get hand, foot, mouth. 4 turtles. I have heard that kids 5 and under are usually who gets it. So maybe Grayson will be spared because he's 6. I don't know. 5 balls, bounce, bounce. And of course, Porter started getting a cold today. So I'm like, is it just a cold or is it the start of hand, foot, and mouth? I don't know. I'm very nervous about it. Please send prayers. Hey guys, so I just want to, from the future, give a little update on what happened with Avery's hand, foot, and mouth. I don't know if I was clear in the video earlier, but we went to the pediatrician. Noticed she had a rash. Thought it was weird because Avery never gets rashes. Mentioned it to the pediatrician. He looked in her mouth and discovered she had sores in her mouth, and then made the realization that she has hand, foot, and mouth. We have never been exposed to hand, foot, and mouth before, so it was a totally new experience. And basically for the whole week or 2 weeks following that, we just sanitized everything. We tried to keep the boys away from her. We did baths separate. We tried to keep them playing away from her. Thankfully there's a decent age gap, and so the boys don't really play with Avery's toys, but every night after all the kids went to bed, we would sanitize anything Avery has touched. We tried to keep ourselves sanitized. We would give the boys hand sanitizer multiple times throughout the day. I was convinced that my boys were going to get hand, foot, and mouth. They say it's very, very contagious. They were exposed to her for several days before we even knew what she had. And thankfully, my boys never got hand, foot, and mouth. It is wild. I don't know if it was all of Anthony and I's crazy amount of sanitizing every day that just paid off, or I just got lucky. I have no idea how that happened, but they were able to come out of it and never had the rash, never got sick. Unfortunately, who did get sick were my niece and nephew. We had all the babies playing together 2 days before we found out what Avery had. She didn't have any of the symptoms until that night. She had a diaper rash, but she didn't seem sick or anything while we were all hanging out. We all got together. All the babies were playing with the same toys. And then once we found out what she had, I texted my sister and my sister-in-law hey, just a heads up. Avery has this, I hope your kids don't get it, but just be on the lookout if so. And it went almost a week and they weren't seeing anything. And then because I think it takes a week for you to be in the clear. And then almost when it was out of the clear, my sister was nope, my daughter has hand, foot, mouth. She got rash. And then a couple days later, my nephew showed a rash too. So I felt super, super bad. I gave them hand, foot, mouth unknowingly. They were it's fine. You didn't know. But I felt so bad. I still feel so bad about that. I wouldn't have wanted to do that and expose them to that. We just had no idea. So that was a bummer. But other than that, nobody else got it. Anthony and I were fine, which adults usually are. My boys were fine. We ended up doing family pictures, and Avery had this hand, foot, and mouth because we did family pictures on Sunday, and found out the next day that Avery had hand, foot, and mouth. Had no idea that she was sick. Went and did these family pictures. Still got pictures of her smiling, but she was sick. Thankfully, we didn't really come in contact with the photographer. She just stayed away from us. So I wasn't too worried about that, but it was just every time, I swear, that we do family pictures, Avery has some sickness. The time we did it 2 years ago, she had like this really bad cold and she had like a runny nose the whole time. And so this time I was like, perfect, she's gonna be fine, she's not gonna be sick at all, like it'll be perfect. And then come to find out the next day, oh, she has hand, foot, and mouth. So anyway, several weeks later, I'm here to tell you everything is fine. The kids never got it. Avery got over it. The blisters took forever to go away, but they finally did, and she is totally fine. Although, of course, now she has a common cold, a really bad cough. All my kids have a bad cough, and if you can't hear it in my throat, I got it too. But other than that, it was fine. It honestly felt like it was worse leading up to when the rash started, and then once the rash started, it seemed like it got better. So it really wasn't that bad. At least it wasn't like she was puking or like pooping a ton or anything like that. It was just literally like she was just really fussy leading up to it, which I thought was teething. Wasn't. But then like once that she got over that, then it was fine and not a big deal. So anyway, hope you guys never have to deal with hand, foot, and mouth. But if you do, just sanitize a lot, because I guess it is possible to not spread it to other kids. But not babies, probably, since my niece and nephew got it. Well, anyway, just wanted to update you guys on that. Everything is totally fine now, and hopefully we don't come in contact with any more diseases. I will tell you that a couple weeks after we got this hand, foot, and mouth, we got another notification from the school that Avery was in contact with someone who had lice. Never got that, thankfully. And then a couple weeks after that, we got a notification that she was in contact with somebody who had hand, foot, and mouth again. But she never got it, so I'm thinking it was the same strand, because I guess there's different strands that you can get, and then you can re-get it all over again. But if it's the same strand, your body already has immunity, so you can't get it again. So it must have been that, because she never showed a rash or anything new. So gotta love that. All the diseases are just coming for us. But anyway, thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!